Hello, teachers and dancers. So I decided to take a little bit of a different turn. Instead of putting out just steps, as this time I wanted to make sure that I was putting out some ideas and concepts that you can get a little bit more information about once you get back into the studio and you get started dancing again. The topic today, center. Who has ever been told, use your center, use your center, use your center? I have, okay? How many of you know exactly what your center is? I know. And how many of you use your core as an answer? What is your core? All right, let's clear it all up. Okay, when we're talking about center, most of the time we are talking about a center of gravity, okay? Center of gravity, okay? And everything that exists on the planet has a center of mass. But when we're talking in dance and we're talking in physical movement, using your center of gravity is generally the way that we phrase it. So center of gravity, what is your center of gravity? The center of gravity is not a real object or animate thing that you can go point your finger to. Okay, now there are some physicists out there that would be able to diagram exactly how to pinpoint the exact center of your body, but that's a lot of complication and computations that we just don't need. For a dancer, what we need to know is that your center of gravity is what allows you to move back and forward through space with control. Okay, now here's where your core comes in. Okay, so your core, okay, are all the muscles that are involved in stabilizing your spine and your pelvis. So all the muscles involved in keeping your spine, to stabilize your spine, which in dance we're talking about keeping it straight, okay? Straight spine and pelvic movement, okay? Pelvic movement, okay? Those are the muscles that are generally the muscles that are in your abdominals, which feed around to your back, okay? And the muscles that are at the bottom of your pelvis or the top of your pelvic wall that are involved in keeping the pelvis nice and stable. So why you can see now that this is very important to dance, because all the formulas that you're given in dance are based on your ability to manipulate or control your spine and to manipulate and control your pelvis. Why the pelvis and the spine? Well, the spine is what keeps you up erect or standing upright, and your pelvis is where your pelvis is the CIA for your body. And I'm going to do a whole video on get your CIA in check, your internal government in order, because your pelvis is generally where your center of gravity is housed. Okay, now it still doesn't answer the question as to what your center of gravity is. Well, all the muscles that are involved in stabilizing your spine and the muscles that are involved in controlling your pelvis, okay, are working together. So all your abdominis your rectus abdominis, your obliques, okay, and underneath those two layers of abdominals, if you could look on the inside of your body, there's a circle of abdominals called your transverse abdominals. And your transverse abdominals are the ones that's responsible for you pressing your tummy in and out. Now, those are the ones that are closest. Your transverse abdominals are the ones that are closest to your spine, and they span the longest closest to your spine. So most of us teachers say press your belly button into your spine in order to engage those muscles, those transverse abdominals. Pressing your belly button in causes you to lift up. And if you notice when you do it, try it right now, press your belly button in, and you automatically get nice and tall. So keeping control over your transverse abdominals gives you more control over your spine as well as control over your pelvis, and all of that control is what allows you to move smoothly through space. So your center of gravity, back to the original question, what is your center of gravity? Your center of gravity is the mechanism of all of the muscles that are in your abdominals, all of the muscles that are in your core that help control the pelvis. It's the mechanism of all of them coming together, and as they come together, they create this sphere of energy that allows you to move through space with control without all of your body parts flying all over the place. Okay, so center of gravity, the mechanism of all the muscles, all the core muscles, all of the muscles that are associated with your core muscles, your abdominal muscles, and the muscles in your pelvis, muscles at the top of your glutes, the muscles in your back, they're all coming together, okay, and being engaged so that they come together. As they come together, they create this sphere of energy. The sphere of energy is what allows you to move through space with control. If those muscles are not coming together, then you don't have control. You still have a center of gravity, you just don't have control over the center of gravity. So now we've cleared it up. Center of gravity, we know what the core is. The two of these working together is what gives you control as a dancer or as a mover through space. So whether you're a gymnast, whether you're an ice skater, whether you're a cheerleader, whether you're just a dancer, you have to use your center of gravity to move through space successfully. Can you do movement without using your center of gravity? Is it going to be the way that you want it to be? Is it going to be as good as it could be? Now, could you develop those muscles so that you can use your center of gravity and develop those core muscles so that you can be stronger with getting your body into control and out of control? Absolutely. So that's what you're working on in dance, and you're not going to work on it anywhere else really, because there's nothing else that really demands that you use those muscles. Okay, when you're sitting at your desk at school, you're not really using those abdominal muscles. You're not using the muscles in your back. They're pretty much relaxed. So dance is the only thing that allows you to work on those muscles, and even more importantly, technique is the only time that you get to refine using those muscles. So you can take your choreography class, you can learn your steps, you can get ready for stage, you can get ready for your solo. That's all well and good, but the only time you get to really facilitate using and making those muscles stronger is in your technical class. Okay, so technique and choreography are very, very valuable to each other, but they are not the same thing. And I'll do a video on that at another time. So wrapping it up, center, okay? When you hear the word center, let it automatically go to center of gravity. What is your center of gravity? Center of gravity is using the muscles that make up your core muscles, those muscles that are attached to the spine and attached to the pelvis, using them together to engage them at the same time, to use them and create a sphere of energy. And that sphere of energy becomes your center of gravity that allows you to move through space with control, so that you can then advance faster and quicker the more you have control over your center of gravity. I hope that helps. If this did help, if you learned something that you did not know and I cleared up some information for you, hit the like button below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'm Mr. Richard. I will be coming to you with more information very shortly. Thanks.